Another incredible update for Ashes of Creation. Make sure to watch to the end.
Hey, what up, boys? So, holy moly. Originally, I had an intro pre-edited for today's video, but I've had to scrap it because there is so much information to cram into this breakdown that it just felt pointless to add it.
Okay.
All things artisan skills was our main subject today, but we also had an absolute ton of amazing reveals, like their gathering updates, processing updates, but most interestingly, the dynamically expanding corruption zones. And I'm really excited to break that all down for you today. But before we get into that, our beautiful patrons and coped out the wazoo Twitch subs and I would love for you to grab yourself a Coca-Cola, because I'm just gonna skip the stalling and get straight into it.
That's what we like, Narc. Come on, let's get right into it, man. Give us all the juicy details. Let's go.
Now, with all that bollocks out of the way, let's begin, shall we?
Let's do it. If you guys are unfamiliar, this is Narc on YouTube, and he does a lot of breakdowns and information gathering on Ashes of Creation, the upcoming MMO. And so this is the November update, kind of concisely cut down by Narc.
So the stream started off in the usual way, as it always does, but considering we've got so much to get through today, nearly 2 hours of content, I'm going to start immediately with the juicy stuff.
Okay.
We were graced with 4 devs today, including Steven, and they were once again chilling in the Winstead node. The first changes that you'll notice compared to the previous streams is the introduction of new Artisan-related building plots. 3 new ones in particular, and they were the animal husbandry, stonemasonry, and lumberjacking artisan station.
Oh man, I love seeing this MMO coming together. This is awesome. So I knew that these other types of stations were supposed to be coming, and it's just really cool seeing how they look, how they feel, just seeing the whole look of this MMO come together. It's really encouraging. I really hope that this MMO is going to be as good as I hope it is. It's really breaking new ground in a lot of ways, and yeah, I just really hope it's good.
Before they entered these areas, the team showed off the recipe that they're going to craft today, the Night Blade. And they'll take us through the gameplay loop from start to finish to actually craft an item like this. However, to start with, they approached one of these new artisan areas. The team demonstrated how you can purchase artisan gear, which increases your performance in their respective professions, and also showed off the new bag UI changes. As you can see, you can now clearly understand which bags are for which professions.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, they really made it nice and clear now. Yeah, this is really nice. Any changes like this, any quality of life stuff like this that just makes it really look and feel better and like easier to play, especially for like a noob who has no idea. This quality of life stuff is really nice. Yeah, so you can clearly see there, like, oh yeah, this is a wood cutting station. Yeah, you got your herbalism. You see your herbs in the background, the field, the open field. You got your ore deposit there for your mining bag. That's really nice.
And the representation of how resources are stacked and how large the
it's
shape
the small
is
details
doesn't cause any unnecessary confusion. Great progress on this, and I'm excited to see it further polished. In addition to showing off the bags, we also get a good look at the new Artisan UI, including the tool slots on the side here, the skill level of the profession, and the skill tree. We only saw the lumberjacking one for now, but it looks pretty in-depth, and that is only novice or apprentice level, so
I mean, it's a skill tree, you know. I'm tempted to feel excited just because I'm huffing massive copium, okay? I'm really excited for this MMO. I really want it to be good. And so I look at anything and I'm tempted to be like, oh yes, look at this. But, you know, it's a skill tree. We've seen these before, to be honest, right?
I suspect this tree will end up being massive when they have progression all the way up to Grand Master and beyond. During this, they also spoke a little bit about the surveying system, which unfortunately doesn't have any of its visuals just yet, so it was more of a brief drive-by rather than an in-depth conversation. So let's brush past that and look forward to an update in the future. Before moving on to the actual gameplay segment outside the node, the team's
Alpha 2 delayed yet again. No, 1 month, that's not bad. And, you know, maybe it's for a good reason. Maybe they're having network issues, or maybe there's just one last bug that would be, you know, quite a problem if they just opened up the Alpha 2 right away. So it is what it is, right? We just got to wait and see how it goes.
spoke in detail about the certification quests related to Artisan skills.
Okay.
These remind me a lot of the Final Fantasy XIV class quest chains for professions, and I think the implication...
Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy XIV. So if they do their class questing kind of in a similar way, or if it feels like that, I mean, the class questing feels great in Final Fantasy XIV. I always liked it. It was, you know, satisfying. It was not hard, not easy. There was a decent level of, you know, challenge and gameplay to it. And yeah, so if it's similar to that, I think that's a good thing.
Of what these could be at later levels can add some real, meaningful depth and sense of accomplishment for not just skills like lumberjacking or mining, but imagine the quests possible for alchemy, cooking, and animal husbandry.
Yeah.
Including the initial touches on the direction that they're taking the gathering side of Artisan skills, the team began to move out into the world. We got a small preview of some upcoming ranger combat against the ambient wolves in the area, but the most notable parts were the resources they were gathering in particular, because
look at this. Just look at this world. I mean, it really is beautiful. If nothing else, we can all admit they're building a beautiful world. I've got to say. I do wish it was more stylized, just a little bit. Just a little bit more stylized so that it stands out from other MMOs, right? But, you know, in general, I do love the look of it.
they approached another new mechanic that we've been anticipating for many, many years. And that's a preview of the ever-growing corrupted zones that encompass the world if certain threats are not dealt with. Whilst on the edge of this zone, they showed us one of many new types of resources, a gigantic ruby, giving us a really nice demonstration of their new gathering physics tech. However, before diving deeper into this corrupted zone, they pulled back a little and gathered the required materials needed for their weapon recipe. Steven broke a basalt node, which gave us
I love the animation on that breakdown there. That looks really nice.
a nice demonstration of how the bags automatically prioritize the slots that they're designed for, removing more of that confusion and annoyance people tend to associate with this Tetris type of bag system.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's really cool. It's good that they kind of automatically sort into the right place. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
In addition to this, we also got a showcase of the level up effect, which of course looks great. However,
it does. I actually really liked that. Yeah, it's really nice. It's not too flashy, but it looked very cool. And you know, you have that feeling of like, yes, I did it. I leveled up.
tree physics are still a little questionable.
Ooh,
Feeling
yeah.
confident and tempting the corruption zone one more time, Steven
That tree looked like it was ready to come back to life and whack him for taking him down. That was crazy.
tries to gather one of the many corrupted resources available in here. However, seeing the deadly threat of an ancient monstrosity looming in the distance, and the fact that Steven doesn't even have the appropriate certification to gather what they want, the team headed back to the village to upgrade their lumberjacking capabilities.
Okay.
But before they talked about that, they showed their new, revamped nighttime lighting, which, in my opinion at least, looks absolutely incredible.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, that looks amazing. It's such cool ambience and glow and like, oh man, it's very detailed looking and like it doesn't look scuffed. I've seen a lot of nighttime sky effects that look kind of scuffed, and that just looks clean and beautiful. I love it.
Much better than I was expecting, and really helps to give the world a sense of movement in time. This will further be reinforced when the team shows the impact nighttime has on gathering as well. So hold on to your copium crystals. Going back to the certification, they explained how this system works and explained the limitations involved with it. Players can be novice level for all 22 Artisan skills. Then as they level up, they can be an apprentice with 5, and it continues narrowing down from there as they progress beyond.
Okay. You can be novice in all, apprentice in 5, journeyman in 4, master in 3, grandmaster in 2. So you really have to whittle it down and choose what you're gonna just fully like spec out in terms of gathering skills. Okay. And that's fine. I think that makes sense. You shouldn't necessarily, well, I don't know. Yeah, it gives some difference in gameplay and things like that to the game. So if you can only be Grandmaster in 2, it really, I think, encourages you to be a part of a guild or like play with your friends or something like that, so that a larger group can cover all of the skills or professions or whatever.
This has some amazing social implications.
Yes.
But the discussion around this is way out of
It took me a roundabout way, but I did get there. Yes.
the scope for today's video. Therefore, I want to encourage anyone who enjoys hearing my autistic rants about MMORPGs to subscribe and look forward to some more videos later this month.
Okay.
Now, before they created their tool to complete the certification quest, they needed to process a few materials. As you can see, the processing in Ashes of Creation is a time-based AFK activity that requires fuel to function, and although I'm not giving opinions about this today, I suspect this will be highly controversial, and I'm excited to see people's opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm already cringing out of my skin, actually. No. I don't like time-based stuff. I really don't. It's just not fun. I really don't like putting stuff on a timer. Why does it have to be like that?
Anyway, back on topic, pretty much any resource in the game can act as a fuel, but there are some materials that are designed fundamentally to be that. Coal, charcoal, you know, that kind of thing. Steven selected some oak and then queued up one of the processing slots to create some processed oak timber. An important note about these slots before you start typing up a storm is that they're designated per player, not globally, meaning each player has their own slots, and upgrading the node itself can greatly affect the speed and amount of slots available.
I guess that makes sense, and maybe the speed. It's also talking about the speed of crafting, I believe, right? So maybe it all makes sense in the reference or in the perspective of having this node system. Maybe it all works out. Maybe it will. I don't know. It's hard to tell how it's gonna feel and play without actually being in there, but it does make a little bit more sense in my head with the node system in perspective, that they have these timers, and that so if you upgrade your node or whatever, it makes the timers faster. But it still doesn't feel good to me. I don't know.
After crushing my balls in this sexual-looking implement and completing the craft of their apprentice-level axe, they headed back out to the corrupted zone in the dead of the night. They briefly stopped to show how resources change during the night, and you can clearly see that with the night opals and moon bells.
I love it. I love the little, like, little embers or, like, glow effects coming off. Particle effects, there we go. I love the little particle effects coming off in the sky. That was cool. And whatever that was in the background looked really sick. Yeah, it's looking really good.
After gathering a few of these, they steel themselves and push into the corrupted zone one last time. The zone's atmosphere, both audibly and visually, is absolutely fantastic during.
Oh man, this looks sick. It is reminiscent of the New World corrupted zones, so hopefully they differentiate enough to not make this feel samey to New World or like a copycat. But yeah, it does look sick. You can't deny that. It looks really cool.
Nighttime, and really highlights the dangers a corrupted zone should imply. I'll let you guys listen to a clip of the atmosphere because it really was impressive.
Oh, I can't get these blood-boiled spirit fruits.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can tell you the lore behind that, or...
Finishing up their gathering session.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like a subtle sound of like wind with a very cool, mysterious, kind of creepy ambiance music in the background. Very nice.
And they head back to the node to craft their long-awaited Night Blade. Mike traded the night opals required to Steven, and he opened up the crafting UI for us all to see. Right now, it pretty much reflects exactly what was shown before in the node stream. However, they elaborated this time by explaining their current iteration and plans for customizing these unlocked recipes. As it currently stands, there are two material types: mandatory base materials and optional ones that change various properties of the item you're crafting, from damage type to stats, to even changing the quality of the item depending on the quality of materials you're expending in.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a unique way to do it, right? Base materials and then the materials that actually change your attributes. That's cool. That's a good way to do it, yeah.
these optional slots. Unfortunately, it seems like the highly anticipated crafting gameplay layer is not quite ready to show, as they explain that it's a work in progress and they only want to show parts of this open development that are in an easily representable state. They concluded the
That's good.
showcase by showing off the beautiful Nightblade and then moved on to the Q&A.
I always respect that. I always respect when a developer doesn't want to show something because it's not ready. It's always better to play it safe and hold things back until they're ready. Because why wouldn't you want to show something when it's looking its best instead of its worst or, you know, in a really bad state? I have no problem with that.
We'll skip the Q&A because it wasn't too interesting, and let's be honest, if you cared about questions and answers, you wouldn't be watching a brief overview of the monthly update anyway, unless you're snorting so much copium that you can't stop consuming media about a game that quite literally doesn't exist. Now, before touching on the artwork updates, I'll use this time to clarify some teasers of upcoming livestreams.
Okay.
Next month, we can look forward to a Ranger revamp, but more importantly...
Ranger revamp? What? I like the Ranger. Why? Why are they revamping it? That's not nice. I liked the Ranger how it was. Oh, man. Well, hopefully it's better. Hopefully they make it even better. That'd be cool.
We have a PvP Caravan follow-up stream for January, which leaves us with the artwork, starting with their new Kayla starting gear, indicating that they're looking at the starting experience for Alpha 2, similar to what they did for Alpha 1. And next month, we should have an indicator of when the Alpha 2 will arrive, as they promised us a quarter announcement.
The body models look fine. Yeah, they look okay. I mean, there's nothing like groundbreaking or insane, but they look good.
Up, they showed us their copper weapon set, some coffin weapons, and the Fae Guard's cosmetic pack.
Whoa, look at that armor, dude. That actually looks really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, that looks sick.
From the same pack, they also showed off the Bloom...
Blossom's pony. Oh, here we go. This is very girly, but there's a place for that, sure.
Best mount, done by one of their interns, and a crazy looking creature, the mature drill spider. Finally, they concluded with the Rain Rock Fawn and the Shore Shipper mounts. And that's pretty much everything from this month's livestream, and what a phenomenal one it was.
Nice.
Definitely the best stream that we've had in a while, and I know that I've said this a few times this year, but hey, what can I say? Intrepid have really one-upped themselves throughout the year, and I genuinely cannot wait to get my hands on that Alpha 2. With that...
There we go. That's awesome. Yeah, so Ashes of Creation coming right along. And it's mostly this update was the Artisan stuff, some of the inventory changes, a little bit of questing talk, and showing off some art and things like that. Yeah, this game, it's really coming along. There were some doubters definitely about this game, that it was going to be one of those like Kickstarter cash grab type things. The lead of this game, Steve Sharif, he really cares, I believe, about making an awesome MMO. He's also filthy stinking rich, so I don't really think it's a cash grab and run. I really believe this game, from everything we're seeing, it's actually coming together. You know, we've had an Alpha 1, and it was really good. And, well, I mean, you know, for what it was. Alpha 2's right around the corner. And then who knows from there? Maybe a year, maybe 2, who knows, for beta and then launch. I'm excited. I think we have reason to be excited here, guys. Ashes of Creation, it's coming along. It's going to be awesome, hopefully. Well, what do you guys think? Ashes of Creation sure is coming together, right? Let me know in the comments how you feel. Leave a like, a subscribe, and I will see you next time.